Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Join the Anarchy, the interactive and improvised Shadowrun Anarchy campaign, live on Twitch, on the Shadowcasters network. Whoa. So, we're having a great 20th episode, I think. Lots of reveals and lots of emotions. Lots of emotions, lots of breaking down of society and of safety,
shit going
and of boundaries.
Down. Yeah. This is a very Act 2 episode. This is
right?
pivotal. This is the climax of Act 2, I feel like.
is dead!
David Anderson. Oh, I liked him.
I did too.
He had potential.
Yeah, he did.
I feel like this isn't the climax of Act 2. This is maybe like the midpoint complication, where it's sort of like the center of Act 2. Hey, thanks, Nick.
Nick.
Left
Nick.
1
Thanks, Nick.
HP.
You know how to make a girl swoon.
Cole, snipe it, Cole, snipe it, Cole.
Also, thanks, Digit. Digit Alley is having fun so far, which is great. Because I don't think, this is maybe your first episode of Join the Anarchy for this campaign. So, I'm excited.
What a first episode.
Ooh.
2.
Sorry, Frito.
So, let's go ahead and there it is. Ding. Thanks, Doug. Everyone gets a point of edge.
Oh, good job.
Another point?
Oh man, good thing
How many have we gotten so far?
3.
Espionaging.
We got 3. Okay.
3 total. Yeah.
That's
Right?
amazing.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
What's okay? Oh, by the way, when you are the stream boss, you can give more bits to heal yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Truth.
as an FYI.
Truth. Anyway, back to us. So, where were we? We were at Deliverance calling Nomad.
Yes.
What was
she's calling
do
Nomad.
you remember what Nomad's voice was like? I didn't really give him like a voice.
thought
He didn't have it was similar to yours.
It was
Okay.
very calm and serene though. It was
and
very
serene.
like yeah.
Palmer, I probably did get the donation. I just don't get like the list until like I have to open up a different window, and I don't want to have too many things running at the same time.
Yeah, we're already fingers crossed knocking on all the wood, so
Yeah. So far, so
Well, thank
good,
you.
right? Technology-wise. Anyway, so yes, Scrim is like dying. She's like, oh my god.
let's just go.
My heart is pounding.
I don't know what you're concerned about. Okay, go ahead.
I'm curious of what you're gonna do because there's a lot of things you can do with
I have an
that.
idea, but let's see.
I know.
Voice.
Phone call voice.
Ooh,
Do
yes.
you wanna yeah.
Thank you for reminding me. Okay.
Yeah.
So ring.
Hello?
Nice.
Deliverance.
Hi, Nomad.
Hell of a thing, huh?
Yeah.
City's under martial law, and the base is just overrun with Ares.
I know.
Yeah.
Nomad, they're going to find me again. And I can't let that happen. They're
Who's
everywhere. Ares. They're everywhere. And I can't put my family in danger anymore. I need you to get me... I need you to get me new papers.
Is that going to keep your family safe, though? You know how much those papers cost. You know how much it costs to get new sins. I mean, we're talking, if you really want you and your family to be safe, we're talking 5 different sins.
They're not implicated. Not yet.
But you know they will be.
Exactly. But if I'm gone, it won't matter. I have the money. I just need the I just need the numbers. Can you... There's another thing. Can you make it a specific person?
Give me a moment. Hello, Deliverance.
Rolodex, I'm sure you overheard.
Of course. Quite a predicament that you are in. I'm sorry that it didn't work out for you in the long run.
Well, I should have known there was a time limit. And she's gonna start like rifling through the belongings of the dead woman and try to find identifying information of some type. Yeah, she wants to see if she basically wants to steal this woman.
Nice.
Give me an edge roll, please.
What
Reason
exactly is that?
And the reason I say that is because if you're outside of the downtown wall, chances are they don't have a sin.
That's kind of, yeah, that's the flaw in my plan here. Okay, so I have 2 edge, like naturally. Is that what I'm rolling?
Yes, that's, yeah.
Edge plus edge or just the 2?
Edge plus edge, sorry, yes.
2 successes. So still not very good.
It's
Wait, I'm gonna edge that edge.
Yes.
I have some edge.
Can you?
Hey,
Yay!
4 successes.
Nice.
Total
Nice.
successes.
I think I might... Do I want to be a dick? Of course I do. I don't use this edge for anything
What's
important.
that question?
Let's reroll. I'm this close. I'm this close to... There you go. Okay. 6 successes.
Roll a glitch die for yourself.
Ooh, you're spending the... Alright, spending a plot point. So the glitch dice, everybody. The a 1 means a glitch, and a 5 or 6 means an exploit. Now this is for my roll, so let's see what happens. 2. Nothing happens.
Damn.
Fact.
You do not find any identification on this individual.
Okay.
However, you could always create identification for this individual.
So what she's going to do, she says to Rolodex, it's fine, you can give me something that matches me, and that'll do just fine. And she starts taking off her coat.
Funds, please.
So she's going to use the cred stick with the Action Comics money on it and transfer it over.
Yeah. So he'll basically, the deal is going to be a half now, half later situation.
Okay.
So.
And I would say I spend another plot point if I need to. That it ends up being like she has enough and then a small amount left over, like not a lot, but like a small amount because she sold it for quite a lot less than it was. Mm-hmm. Okay, so yeah, so she transfers over the money, and she says, "I need you to keep an eye on my current identification because I need to know if I'm successful. Will you do that for me? Can I check back in with you and see what my status is in a couple of days?"
I would advise to just wipe your sin entirely.
Really?
It's already connected too deep. Get a fresh start. I can set you up with a brand new family.
And her face kind of like twitches at that. And she takes a deep breath and says, "Don't erase it just yet. I'll be in touch." And she's gonna end the call. Okay, so what she does next, she is going to take this woman's like coat off, and she's going to take off her own coat and pull everything out of the pockets and basically like trade outfits with her. And it's like bloodstained and smelly and it's gross, but walking around Detroit bloodstained probably isn't very weird right now.
No,
I
not
mean,
at
so
all.
she kind of like fits her coat onto this lady, and now Deliverance has some karma left to spend, and she has not yet expanded her shadow amp. As she, I think a few sessions could take an extra shadow amp. I have not yet done that at that, and I would like to do that now.
Sure.
If you'll allow it.
Yeah.
I would like to take.
This is where we swap over to purchase mode in The Sims.
Yeah. I pull up
the music.
Bossa,
the
yeah.
interface, yeah.
Ooh, wait. I might have some bossa nova. Hold on a second.
Dude, sim music gives me life sometimes. Fuck yes!
So opposite of.
I have no karma, so.
Dropping all dramatic tension right now. Okay, go ahead. What would you like to purchase?
I would like to purchase Corpse Explosion, please.
Oh my god, yes! Yes! That sounds amazing! That's straight up like Necromancer from Diablo, yes!
So
I was
for
gonna
our-
say, you're just a necromancer now?
So for our viewers at home, please describe Corpse Explosion. This is a custom amp that has not been released to the public, but feel free to use it in your own
I will
games.
describe verbatim from your extended catalog.
Oh,
Corpse
yeah.
Explosion, corpse explodes. Damage of 12p.
Oh my god, that's amazing!
It's basically a grenade. It's a body grenade.
Oh my god. That's amazing!
Wait. Splash damage of 12 physical?
I
Yes.
mean, I'm not 100% sure, but yes,
Yes.
maybe.
So it turns the blood like into shards. Is what
Yes.
Shrapnel.
It does.
That's amazing!
Nice.
Oh, I want to play a blood mage!
Yeah. Fritz sprints off a cliff. Okay.
Prince off a cliff.
I wanted to take this one for a while, but I needed a moment to pick it.
Jesus, that's awesome.
This is the best
Yes,
music
actually, like,
for Corpse Explosion.
And the little cart pops up with one.
Yep.
Are you sure you would like to purchase? Corpse Explosion.
Yes. Fuck yes.
You have purchased 7 corpse explosions. 75 karma.
Have a nice day.
How much is the amp level on that? How much did we write out? Did I even put
I
an
am
amp
not
level on it?
100% sure. I don't think you did. I
Okay.
have 8 karma, so I figure I could probably manage it.
Yeah, for sure. I would say Corpse Explosion. I'm just going to look at some similar kind of spell amps.
Here, I will.
So most...
In the chat is what it is.
Yeah.
What she wrote.
I'm going to say that it is... Oof. This has to be like... I would call this an amp level 3, similar to Fireball. The only reason... Now, Fireball is a weaker spell, but the thing is, Fireball, you can just cast it whenever, and it has multiple applications, including setting things on fire. Whereas exploding a corpse, something has to be dead in the first place. It's a little more situational. You have to kill them and all that, and then you get to do splash damage specifically around that corpse. So there's like limitations to it. That's why I'm justifying the 3 amp level.
3.
So that's
So
gonna
cost me
be 3. No, you have to buy up. So it would be 1, then 2,
Right.
and then 3. So 6 karma.
6, okay. Okay, yeah. So she puts it in her cart and purchases it for 6 karma.
Cha-ching, done. All right,
Cha-ching.
back to
Just carry
dramatic
a body
music.
around. That's a great idea, Doug.
All right, back to dramatic music.
So she takes several steps back, and first she's going to cut her wrist, and she's gonna bleed, like get as much of her blood as she can on this woman's corpse, and try to she's getting like hair everywhere. She wants
DNA.
kind of she like piles a couple other bodies near her. It's an operation, and she steps back and pulls out a picture of her family, and blood from her thumb smears across their smiling faces, and she looks over at this woman and takes a deep breath and closes her eyes and squeezes them shut, and she explodes into gory chunks that fly all over the place, ripping Deliverance's beloved asymmetrical black jacket apart, and splattering onto David Anderson's already bloody body. And she walks like in a dream over to this place, and she takes the photo, and she tucks it into the jacket pocket of basically it's like just the pocket, like ripped aside and bloody, and she tucks the photo into it.
The photo
of her family.
Okay.
And she turns around and walks away.
Get yourself a plot point, because that
Oh god. Awesome. I'm so sad right now.
Man, I've been such a bitch this session. I haven't even had to fire a single shot. It's been awesome. Okay. That's what happens when you have dramatically satisfying plots. Anyway, I'm gonna stop jerking myself off here. So fast forward to I want to take a moment in Berlin, specifically at that cafe, the Cafe Sesvi. Trying to find here we go. Upbeat Steven. I had a really good song for it. I'm trying Relax Mysterious. Yeah, that one. So Fritz, when you come back out of the Matrix and you are you find yourself back in the cafe, you see the familiar figure. I'll spend a plot point for this. You see the familiar figure that you had spoken to recently at the cafe, who you had, I don't know if you remember him, but he was also he was someone that you felt was an intellectual that you would have probably run in the same circles had you stayed in Berlin. And he has a second coffee in his hand that he has just literally grabbed from the countertop, and you wishing that he wouldn't, decides to is already making his way towards you and says, may we have a chat?
Sure.
My name is Tombstone Orion, or at least that's what I go by. And he hands you the coffee.
You can call me Fritz.
Well, nice to meet you, Fritz.
Doesn't sound like you're from around here, Tombstone.
No, not at all. And yeah, and you catch that, you still catch those little Canadian, little Canadian twang, in his voice, whatever that happens to be.
Yeah, it's a pretty cold day out, hey?
Don't know what you're talking about. I'm out.
It's my northern drawl.
Says, I can't help but notice that you spend a lot of time in virtual reality.
Yes?
Would I be wrong to consider you a Matrix specialist?
That is a bold assumption to make, yet you are not far from the truth.
Well, I'm acting in completely good faith. I shouldn't qualify that. Now it just makes me sound more suspicious. But ultimately, here's the thing. I work part-time faculty for ancient studies and artifact retrieval. I am looking for a team to infiltrate and acquire something that I believe belongs in a museum.
Indiana Jones? Is this Indiana Jones? Canadian Indiana Jones? I'm sorry.
I mean, he's not dressed like Indiana
belongs in a
Jones.
museum,
He doesn't have a bullwhip or anything, but yeah, he is. I can assure you that my interests are fully benevolent. I work for various foundations. Hey, thanks, Doug.
Speaking of donations.
I work. I work for various foundations that have interests in keeping artifacts away from corporate vanity museums, and instead make that knowledge and history available to the public. I believe that information and knowledge of history should be free.
Sounds familiar.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Und the specifics of such an endeavor, I assume, are to be discussed at a less, open venue.
Of course. I've heard that you're from Detroit. Or at the very least, you traveled from Detroit.
Rumors are awful informed these days, it seems.
Well, do you have an interest in visiting Detroit?
Does this venture of yours take place in Detroit?
It absolutely does.
Then
he passes you
pardon.
a he passes you a data chip.
Okay. Pardon my forwardness, but why are you here, then?
I travel the world.
So... You travel the world, but have a very specific... It's very good luck for you finding me here in these set of circumstances.
You could call it luck, I suppose.
I'm not. But
Neither am I.
Is there a time limit on this offer of yours? It catches my interest, but at the moment there are pressing matters that I need to attend to, as well as any potential teammates of mine.
No, there's no time limit, though I believe there's no time like the present.
Understandable. Well, I will keep in contact with you and run this by some others.
Excellent. It was a pleasure to meet you. And he sips his coffee and heads out of the cafe. Oh, actually, wait. He says, if you are ever interested, ask for me at the Der Weinkeller, which translates to the wine cellar. It's just down the street.
Yeah. He just gives him a nod.
Mm-hmm.
Der Weinkeller. I gotta mark this down. Shit. Tombstone Steve. What was it? Tombstone Orion.
Tombstone Orion.
Tombstone Steve sounds fucking amazing.
Yeah.
My name's Tombstone Steve. Here's my tombstone. Orion. Der. Oh god. Could you say it one more time?
Oh, Der Weinkeller. Wein Keller, like Helen.
Der Weinkeller. Tombstone Orion. Tombstone. Lots of coffee. All right.
Put a booze in there.
Yeah, that's just how you do it in Germany. Why do you think it's open at 3 a.m.? All right. Yeah, he'll give a gander at this data chip. I'm just gonna go through the regular, make sure it's not like filled with viruses.
Right. Yes, you have safety burner comms that you can plug the thing into. On it is a data file regarding a certain artifact, which plot point looks quite familiar. It's golden.
Gold. Yeah.
Aha!
And it
Is
is
it
somehow. Yeah, well, it is. So it is. Originally, do we remember what it was? It was a golden. It was a golden statue, I believe.
Idol?
It was originally a golden idol.
It was an idol or a statue, yeah, that
Yes.
was melted down into suits.
And
Right.
then they melt it. So the picture of it is in its idol form, though.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So the picture's in the idol form, but then it is listed as current form unknown, undetermined, but suspected to have changed, and lists a variety of magical properties to this. Give me 1 minute.
Okay, go ahead.
Variety of magical properties, which one of which is the transition of luck and misfortune, and it has reportedly been transferred via various back route connections into the Ares headquarters.
Of course.
I'm so sick of those assholes.
Yeah, he takes this jaded chip and then immediately looks at Archivist and says, "Do you have any information on an individual who calls himself Tombstone Orion?"
Let's see. Go ahead and give me the hacking test for the research.
Ooh, well, this shit just bumped up. I was about to roll a d20. No, it's not how we do it here. I just bumped this up literally in the break to a 5 instead of a 4.
And it's
so
interesting.
13.
What would make this interesting, this information in particular, is that you had given it to El Marqués.
Mm-hmm.
That's who bought it off you, and now it's somehow in Ares' property.
Yeah, I was about to ask that.
Right.
Where did we take the suits? That's what my question was. I
You
didn't
get
remember.
it was El Marqués that wanted them.
Right.
He had you do the run against Senora Sukan,
6
the
successes
Azatlan drug
for
lord.
Tombstone Steve.
Yes. So, from what the archivist could dig up, real name is Dr. Jeffrey Pilgrim, and he generally seems to be a freelancer. So first off, he is a faculty of ancient studies at and he's kind of like hopped all over the place, different places, different universities, but that's typically what he teaches. But he does run the Shadows. He has. You actually find a episode of Ziggy's podcast in which he does feature. He asks a question. He also has been known to work for both the Atlantean Foundation and the Draco Foundation. These are foundations that are interested in the retrieval of magical artifacts for study. The Draco Foundation in particular is interesting because that is the foundation that was born out of Junkelzon's will. The Dragon President used his funds to create this foundation. Other things of interest are he is from Toronto, and which is why you picked up on that. Attained a bachelor's in classical archaeology, then at Texas A&M in the master's level for underwater archaeology.
Oh.
And then went on to complete his PhD in para-archaeology and fourth world studies at MIT and T. Lots of, so very, very good set of cred, right? And I think that's the information that you get. He is generally the impression you get is that this has a neo-anarchist bent to him.
Okay.
So when he says he's against, artifacts being in corporate pockets, vanity museums, all that, like it jives with his profile.
Okay. Checks out, and he's got some PhDs. So already Fritz is like, well, obviously the guy is, but yeah, no, he thanks Archivist and will pocket the chip and finish his coffee, which was exactly the coffee that Fritz ordered earlier that he ordered. So he's like, he's spying on me. How did he know I liked a double macchiato, triple dip? No. But yeah, he will triple dipped in chocolate like an ice cream.
Yeah.
And then he will start making preparations to fly back to the United States.
Woo!
Nice.
Bring back our boys.
USA.
The little cartoon line.
Yep,
red
the
line.
dotted line. It's appropriate.
Travel by map.
Yeah. So, I don't know. How do we want to? I say we just fast forward to when the three of you are finally back together in in Detroit. So where are you meeting currently? Now that everything is, man, we've really undone a lot of places.
The boys are back in
so-
town. The boys are back in town.
I have a question.
Oh, that's right, you did. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I have a new question because my question originally was answered. The place that Volter was staying, basically her hideout, her home that was in that warehouse. Do you, like of a
Yes, the one in Dearborn that used to be a Ford plant.
Ford plant? That's the word, Ford. Yes.
Mhm.
Is that still open, or is that like if Volter goes there, is it still under control of her father?
You can
or
spend
right
a
now
plot
is it being,
point to make. You can spend a plot point to decide because we've never really established what's
True.
up. What you do know is that Gage has left that area because he's operating in different places. So it is unprotected, but it doesn't mean that that the bunker itself has been discovered.
I'm gonna spend a plot point that's not Colton's serious concern right now, and it's safe for them to go to. So Volter will tell them to meet her at this Ford plant, and she'll just be waiting outside with her hands in her leather jacket pocket.
So Deliverance, you remember this exact Ford plant from way back when your church group was here doing jobs for the poor to get them to make them employable, like different tips and tricks. And then you had that confrontation with what seemed to be some kind of bodyguard force around the area, and they basically told to keep to your side of just stay back away from a certain vicinity. And you're surprised that Voltar wants to meet in this exact location that was protected.
I think that for Deliverance, everything kind of happened to her through about 3 feet of concrete right now. And she something in her memory kind of goes like, this place. But when she arrives, her eyes are red and hollow and sunken, and she is kind of slouched over, and she doesn't say anything about the location.
Volter will ask her if she's okay. Are you all right? And she'll place a hand on your shoulder.
No.
Volter gives her a very awkward hug. That goes like this, like she doesn't really know what to do, and then she just goes under her arms and squeezes her.
Why are you squeezing me with your body? She kind of accepts it, it's like hugging hugging a punching bag. She just sort of doesn't react or anything, and she just nods. Says, Fritz is almost here. Did he end up? Is he coming this time?
He was getting a flight the last time I checked. He should be here.
All right.
Cut to 2 blocks away as Fritz is hands in his trench coat pockets walking. He's gonna ring Elmar Case as he's walking towards the rendezvous point.
Ooh. Use your voice changer. We have it, and it's a great effect. It makes me giggle.
Fritz, how are you?
Elmar Case, well, you could say
Amigo.
I'm in several different directions right now. What do you say?
Amigo. Means friend.
Yeah. He says, well, Front, there is a certain issue currently. I am sure you are aware that your idle-turned-tacky bathing wear has ended up in Ares' hands.
Well, of course I do.
I was just wondering the specifics on that. There's a lot going on right now, and I want as much information on our previous happenings as possible.
Well, amigo, not to be rude, but you're not exactly in a position to ask for that information. We have business interests, and you're not involved in them. You acquired the artifact, you delivered it to me, I sell it to whoever I so choose, whoever benefits me. End discussion.
That is...
Only business. I don't mean to be rude.
I did not expect... I simply was asking for the information on what happened. So that's all I was looking for.
Good.
Thank you.
Nice speaking to you.
And he hangs up. He's like, fucking Schweinhunds. And he'll arrive with the other two. With his hands in his pockets, his mask up. And he kind of gives them a look. He doesn't really I mean, they're used to him not really saying much when he's around, but he kind of comes up and just gives them a nod each and kind of gives them a look up and down to see how they're doing.
Yeah, I would imagine as you're walking up, you would see Voltar, wiping away, blood off of Deliverance's face and, really looking at her. Knowing that there's something wrong, but not knowing. And she'll, then stand up straight and posture stick and look over to Fritz and give him a nice nod. And she'll gesture back to the warehouse.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll make her way down there, and I would imagine she leads the way through, and the two see this flesh wall, just this wall of concrete. And you see Deliverance, You see Voltar push in a certain stone of the concrete, and this door that was flesh with this wall just slides open, and it opens up into this steel bunker that is now pitch black with like LED lights on the ceiling. And she'll turn on the lights, and when they coincide, she'll shut the door behind them.
Yeah, everything inside is that burnished chrome look. There's a small kitchen and a rack with for various weapons that Voltar has collected, such as that one thing that she got from that big ass gun that she got.
Plasma
from,
gun.
The plasma gun that she got from.
I have it written down. Yeah, I don't have ammo for it though. It was my plasma.
You have a few. You have a few shots.
I'll write down three. Three's a few shots, right?
Yeah.
Gage said he would get me more and a weapon if I did the bug run, if I needed help.
Yeah, and then Detroit went to shit. So.
Yeah. Well, that was before we met with the smuggler, because he was there selling weapons. But Voltar just kind of makes a gesture, because she'll gesture to, I guess, one of the benches or the countertop that Gage used to work at that they can sit on. I would imagine there's one door to the left that goes down, a hallway that goes down into another doorway, where if they want to walk down there, basically that's where Voltar's bedroom is. It has one bed and a desk with a chair. That's it. And probably flesh dressers in the wall. But Voltar, just as she's closing the door, she just goes, "We will be safe here."
All right. So, what's the plan?
Well, Voltar, you know the ins and outs of this building from your own personal use, so most of the information would be coming from you. I can attempt to get a my mind's breaking. A blueprint of the area from the Matrix, but on the off chance that it is not something I can get, your knowledge will be our map, so to speak. And then I'll do a search on the Matrix and with Archivist to see, which is just always, to see if there is any blueprints or a layout of Ares headquarters. Okay. And I'm actually going to pre-edge this.
Probably a good idea, because Ares is not only is Ares one of the top 10 megacorps, period, you're talking about the headquarters, and you're also talking about in the middle of a rioting city. So security is probably quite high.
That'll be an 11.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
All right, let's see here.
11 is okay.
Do I even?
Jesus.
I don't even know if I should edge this. My God, 9 out of 14. That's really. I only got 4 successes, but I wonder if I could beat it with an edge.
Do you want to spend edge on that though?
Yeah, the question is,
Right?
do you really want to?
Are you comfortable with that level of success?
Yeah.
There's no way I'm beating that. I'm not even. I need to keep this edge.
11. Okay, I was holding it down, but that's what I like. Jesus Christ.
Sounds like Jesus.
You guys remember that time Mac rolled a fucking 10 like vanilla?
Yeah.
Jesus.
All right, so Fritz, why don't you ask chat what it is that you find? Plus, like, yeah, and you're also free to add and embellish.
Yeah. What
We'll all work on what it is that you found. But you have
chat, what
a
is
lot of
there
access.
about the layout of Ares headquarters that benefits us in being able to travel without cumbrance, so to speak? I'll leave that up to you, but that could be like just being able to get around without people seeing us, or ways of making our life easier.
So here are some details that are in canon about the Ares headquarters.
I was
It's
about to
in
ask that,
yeah. So it is in Night Plaza, which is the world headquarters. So this building stands in the center of a large plaza. So getting up, there's not a lot of cover. There's like a couple of trees. There's like trees and stuff,
Yeah,
but it's all spaced in such a way where it's not possible to really stealth up to this building. You will be out in the open trying to approach it. It's a mirrored glass and chrome structure. Now, Night Plaza used to be the Heart Plaza. So if you ever want to find it in Fifth World map of Detroit, that is Heart Plaza. And the landscaping, I'll give you all of this stuff too. The landscaping and architectural renovations of the building conceal sophisticated sensor equipment and nasty security measures. In addition, the local police, Knight Errant, they work for Damian Knight, the CEO of Ares, so they have no problem with any intruder countermeasures that he wants to install. And the mirrored one-way glass around the building is artfully crafted to prevent magicians from drawing line of sight to anyone inside.
Crafty.
That's like super simple defense mechanism for like such a
Yeah.
Yeah.
high-powered thing. It's just like literally just cutting off line of sight, and mages are like, well, fuck me.
Yeah.
All right. There is some juicy stuff here.
There is
that
a lot.
Chad is just in on this.
This is awesome.
These people with the right disguise.
Tempted to take Voltar-shaped vents because yes.
I mean, you can. I
No,
know
it's
I'll be
fine.
taking a couple because
I think like the building would automatically
want
have vents. Like that's just
yeah.
building procedures.
I want to take Eric's suggestion that it was built around one of the classic
The
American
American
Auto Corps.
yeah.
Yeah, so there's
You had
ways
to
in
take
and
it,
out.
I
that-
was gonna take the other one.
Yeah.
Dedicated use of uniforms for the military side. I will say Prism Shard. I do like that. I'll take Prism Shard.
That's cool.
The dedicated use of uniforms for the military-style corporate culture makes it easier for people with the right disguises to just blend in, because
Imagine
everything is
Voltar
just so
blends in just
uniform.
fine. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm assuming these people would see Voltar all the time too.
Oh,
so.
definitely. Well,
Yeah.
it's also like she has that. I would imagine that these uniforms, especially like the guards, she has this distinguished leather jacket with the Ares symbol on her shoulder and back. I would like to imagine that the guards also have something.
Absolutely. And when we're talking military style corporate culture, I mean, let's discuss what that would look like. I imagine that the people that work in the offices, so like your typical wage slaves, right? They probably all have like military guideline. I think that's the word I'm thinking, like for haircuts. So everything is very clean, shaved, perfectly, you know, like just
That are like
simple.
bunned ponytail short cuts.
Yeah.
Yep. God,
and very clean pressed. Like everybody, like nobody here looks like a slob because everybody is raised to have this discipline of making sure that all of your clothes are perfect, pressed, and that you're always like looking your best and always prepared. Another thing about corporate culture here is, or military style corporate culture is, and Voltar, you would know this, all of the wage slaves, basically anybody that works for Ares, has firearms training, and everybody open carries.
Yep.
Oh.
That would make sense. I would imagine that most of the people that work for Ares are people who went to like higher schoolings, and like for one, Deliverance's daughter, I can't think of her name for some reason. I am
Amy.
so sorry. Amy, yeah, who was invited to be part of that school. I would imagine that higher up school would basically either automatically give them an opportunity to be in a position of a wage slave at their buildings or something else, if they had the credentials. I would also like, I know that this isn't I will plot point it if I need to, or whatever, but I would like to imagine that there are personalized elevators that only open for example, like Colton has like an upper, like an office with like the Zen garden and everything like that. I would imagine that elevator is only open to him and under his access. Thank you for those bits.
So yes, thank you for those
Cole
bits.
actually
Cole
did.
God dang.
Yes.
Yes. So
Cole
everyone get a
actually
point of edge.
Given a suggestion.
Yes,
that you
I
could
was gonna
make.
I was gonna mention that.
Oh.
Cole took executive elevators and passageways so that the higher ups don't have to mingle with the plebs.
That's a good one.
Oh, what? I didn't see that. I am so sorry.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Cole's
up at the
got that
top.
up
It was
there
one
at
of
the
the
top,
first
yeah.
suggestions.
But I am also going to quickly
So
before we
definitely
get more
thank you,
into it.
Cole.
I've been fucking thinking on it, and the fucking American Auto Corp thing just makes it work so much more. But Palmer, I'm taking the fucking pizza tunnels. So the pizza tunnels, because it used to be a 1950s American Auto, had those pizza tunnels running through it. And Ares has done something to try and like get a bit covered, but you know they didn't get it all.
I would imagine
I
that
assume no one would know.
I would imagine
Yeah,
that those
yeah.
pizza tunnels would either be completely empty and or they would be used for like their underground
Actual
facility.
pizza delivery.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Just
they got
delivery in
drones now.
general. Delivery in general. They were.
Yeah.
I'll spend a plot point for that. Those tunnels are probably used for secure delivery of goods and services in and out. So.
Would it be what's the word am I looking for? Would it be too forward if I assumed that Voltar had access to her father's elevator? That's not obviously not gonna get them very far up, but
Because you've had access into Ares before, like we've had you go in and out of Ares headquarters freely, I would say you do have that access. I mean, you are trusted.
yeah, that's fair. How far up is my clearance?
Not high enough. Like you
Yeah.
you have access to visit like his office or his apartment. I mean, he has to buzz you in for the apartment. But yeah, you have, and also to the cyberware facility where you get your upgrades.
It's fair.
Yeah. I would say that's your general clearance. It's like a high end guest clearance.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with
How far? I have a question. I'm sorry.
yeah.
How high is Colton's clearance?
Well, he's a director, so very, very high.
I would like to spend a plot point.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, let me grab my plot point. I'd like to spend a plot point and say that some to make it fair, some of their elevators that are private for either getting higher or whatever, or even doors, are handprint locks.
I know where you're going with that. I love it.
It's one thing I
Paige,
keep forgetting that
plot
I have.
pointing and excuses for Voltar to knock the fuck out of people.
I have Colton's handprints.
You absolutely do. Yeah.
Oh,
One of her things is
okay.
she has. Yeah, she
That's
has
why I
dynamic
asked how high
handprints.
his clearance was, because I
Love
can
it.
just use
I
his name.
Oh, I thought you were like, to be fair, and then gave yourself access to the top floor. But hey, yeah.
To be fair, that's why I was like some, because if it's every single door and if Colton has clearance, that I can get into it quite easily.
Yeah. That is
we
a
just have to
detail
be
that I
scene.
think we haven't talked about until this episode, is that you have his fingerprints.
She's
Yeah,
used
it's
it before.
one of those things that barely comes up, but I have it. I also have a list of people that I have as handprints. I have like
Mhm.
I have the
Oh,
picked
you
some-
have like...
Yeah, I have
You can like, change, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the idea
pixel-
is when she shakes hands with somebody, she like the hand automatically copies the handprint,
Yeah.
and she
Yeah,
and
I
it's, like,
have,
stored, and she can.
I have
change.
Abe's handprint, which is Deliverance's Boo. I have Colton's, I have Mr. Sugar's, Pixel, Dix, and Gage. That's all I have written down right now. And I
Those
even
are some pretty good ones to have.
yeah.
Good thing Fritz knew about those handprint things as well, because he's
Well,
never touching
he
it
always
ever.
has gloves. He never even shook her hand. I was gonna say I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
think anybody
But
in
now
this
I'm
room
like-
shook her hand.
I'm like, Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
All right.
with this information, how are we feeling about, say, next episode, jumping right into the infiltration of Ares headquarters?
Let's do it. Get these bastards.
I would like to say that deliver. God damn it, Voltar. Voltar would get them in the same way that she came in the last time, which was hidden.
Yeah.
I would imagine that the front is still crowded and everything like that, but that's what she would do. Oh, I would also like to. I don't know if my comlink is being tracked by my dad, but I would like to turn that off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you can also we'll say, like, especially given the situation, we'll say that you have a way to shut off any possible access using your
Connection.
cyber eyes. But I'll say it comes at a cost. So I'm going to spend
That's
a plot
fine.
point. I'll spend a plot point to make this happen. Your cyber eyes can't be connected to anyone else's overlays. So whatever you are seeing, other people will not be able to see.
Okay,
Gotcha.
that's it.
That's it.
That's the bad.
Well, that's not enough of a cost for you? Okay.
That is incredibly bad.
What I. But wait, so if I cut off my thing, no one else will be able to see what I'm seeing.
Yeah, we can't connect to your cyber eyes.
If you if you block access to him, you block access.
To me, that's
Yeah.
fine. I was thinking that Oz was gonna give me like the actual amp that lets me see in the dark wasn't going to work, which I was fine with that.
No, your cyber eyes can still function in those ways, but like access to the matrix, so like any AR overlay is just going to be off, and essentially your transmission of your eyes are going to be off, so your team can't see. And
If
then you
I-
also can't see what your team sees.
That's fine. I mean, if I turn them back on, everything will go back like they could connect it. I do have a question about that.
Yeah,
though.
you
If I
can
turn
you
it
could
off,
go
does
ahead
it-
and yeah, you could go
If
ahead
I
and pop
turn
them
it
on
off-
whenever you want.
Okay. If I turn them off, does it alert anyone?
Probably, possibly.
That's okay. I'll deal with it when the time comes.
But yeah, Nick Morgan,
Look,
airplane
some
mode.
fucking guy.
It's airplane mode.
Some fucking guy was texting me, and I didn't want to talk to him, so I turned it off.
Yeah.
Airplane mode.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's also one of those things where she has turned it off before, and it wasn't like
Yeah.
a big deal. I would imagine.
I think turning off your comm link is one of the more understandable things to do. Like, oh no, she turned it off. What did she do? Literally anything.
And I'll also spend a point to say that I swapped out comlinks. Like,
man.
Whoa. Okay. Thanks, Soy Mage, for that $9 donation. That is
Oh.
awesome.
Whoa, Soy
Thank
Mage.
you. Holy moly.
Everyone get a
I
point
didn't
of
see it pop up.
edge.
Our edge doesn't
So-
carry over though if we're wrapped.
You know
Yeah.
what?
I was gonna
I know we usually don't, but because this is a very important mission, I really would
Difficult.
like this edge to carry over.
That would be nice
Okay.
Yeah.
because I haven't used any.
And
edge. I
especially
have 7.
especially after like all of the awesome support that our community has given us tonight and
Yes.
Yeah.
having
Honoring
waited
that.
patiently for our return, I think
Yeah.
we should definitely carry over our edge into the
And our
mission.
plot points.
Yes,
and
please.
our plot points. Sure.
Yay!
Everything is the same.
Everything is the same.
Cool.
So
Everything.
Heck yeah, dude.
with that, I say we call it
Yeah.
because
That's like-
we see. Actually, wait. I want to do like the final shot, right? So you're all set to infiltrate this building, and then the camera just like zooms out. Like just travels out of your bunker, down the dark hallway, out of the Ford plant, and just pans up into the city skyline where Ares headquarters sits prettily behind the downtown wall, towering over the city like a monolith. And with that, we call tonight's episode of Join the Anarchy.
Nice.
Ding!
Party music.
Yeah.
We
like
finally
little
got an
party-
episode in.
We did it, guys. We did
Hey,
it.
thanks,
Holy
Eric.
shit, Eric, thank you for
Damn.
the 10
Wow.
dollars.
Guys.
My God, you guys
Yeah,
are
rock
dude.
stars.
Nuts. Crazy. Okay. guys, you're infiltrating the Ares headquarters.
Yes.
Do you like this is okay. You guys have infiltrated some crazy stuff on Join the Anarchy's many episodes, even in other campaigns.
Yeah.
This though,
Kind of a big deal.
I'm
Yeah.
not going to rush this. I want you to know that if this has to take multiple sessions, I will do it.
Yeah.
This is not
Yeah.
going to be easy.
Here's
Not
the
to mention,
thing.
you also have a
Here's the
side mission to steal the golden artifact.
Extra karma. That's our karma.
Yeah, right.
So how much karma? Because I have 3 total. I want to do this on stream right here. How much karma to turn Fritz's jacket into a chameleon coat?
Oh god, I don't know. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it after the stream.
'Cause I
It's
only
alright.
have 3. Well, I'll be able to do it with 3. That's all I need to know.
Possibly, I don't know. I'd have to see the numbers.
Okay.
Anyway, so.
Alright.
But that said, thank you to everybody, and also thank you to Soy Mage, who is our stream boss.
Oh my God.
So,
Yay.
Soy Mage.
That was a very unenthusiastic. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, that
it's-
was-
get
Sorry.
pumped.
Yay.
And I mean, thank you for the support from everybody,
you.
right? But yeah, congrats to Soy Mage. You get to create the next
yeah.
NPC for the Ares headquarters infiltration
Oh,
episode.
dude, you could. I'm thinking of all the NPCs that can fuck us over. Is that wrong?
There might be 1 or 2.
Yeah, because Oz is doing the same thing.
That's true. That's true.
And while I'm preparing our raffle, did you guys forget? There's $25 on DriveThruRPG on the line, which is enough to buy yourself a copy of Shadowrun Anarchy and also the new Shadowrun Anarchy Chicago Chaos book, plus maybe some other Shadowrun related content from 5th edition to embellish your games. So while I'm doing that, why don't we do some sound offs, starting with let's work our way backwards. Let's start with Scrim.
Guys, I'm really sad. This was
Yeah.
sad. This was rough for Deliverance. And I feel genuinely like, yeah, that was a big one. This is gonna be interesting, but that's not the purpose of this segment. So I'm gonna move on.
No, I mean
I,
you should
personally-
absolutely express those feelings because
But, like,
GMs,
not even, like,
GMs
sad,
live
like-
on the tears of their
I
players.
know
you
it's the tears, but not even like sad, like oh man, I can't believe the blah, but like sad, like I'm sad.
I mean, her
been
life
there.
is falling apart. This is like this perfectly
The worst.
carefully constructed life,
Terrible.
and everything is just oh man.
Yeah, your Jenga tower is coming down
Yeah.
real fast.
I know, right? I felt like I had to just blow it up. So there we
You
go.
did. You just took
Literally.
that Jenga tower and you were like, Ugh!
Grrr. Okay, so anyway, you can find me on Twitter at Screamerva. And I am really excited to be running Night Witches starting March 20th
Yes.
with the fabulous Paige and a couple other excellent humans that are part of the Shadowcasters network. Yeah, we're gonna kick some fascist butt, and we're gonna fuck some patriarchy. So it's gonna be great. I'm real
Fuck
pumped.
yeah. Fuck
Yeah, see you March 20th.
That's exactly 1 month from now.
Yeah.
9 Eastern. 9 Eastern.
9 Eastern. Yep. Get pumped. Voltar, Paige.
Shit. Hi. Hello. I am Paige. I played Voltar, a completely cybernetic chick dude thing. I am not that. I am a flesh sack. I do art. Here, look at my art. You can find me at the Instagram at the Ram Queen and on Twitter. You can also, the other thing is my Discord thing. If you want to contact me through Discord, I do a bunch of different things on the Shadowcasters network, minus my lovely artworks. I am part of Shattered Isles, which right now we're trying to come up with our own little way to deal with people being douchebags in the community of Pathfinder. So help us out with that.
So the D20
next
system
session.
is still being worked on as we speak?
right now, because we basically have the basics of our characters down. And there are some things that we still need to flesh out, and what we discussed on.
So viewers in chat can help
Yeah.
create some mechanics with
Some of the like basically I can't point them out right now, but like when we were doing it, and I'm pretty sure when we go next 2 weeks from now for Shattered Isles again, I'm sure that we're gonna go actually into combat and test some spells and throwing knives and everything out, because we're using D6s instead of D20s. It's like a D20-less game.
Nice.
It's
Okay.
crazy. Some of the spells I'm going to help the GMs out with, because I played numerous spellcasters in my past life, and I like magic. And since this is their own game, literally their own lore, I was suggesting that they use void type of spells, and because they go into like the void, they call it. It's just like space, but you could breathe it. And,
So long story short, though, just to wrap up. 'cause
Sorry,
it's
I
late.
do that. Join
I
me
know.
Saturday.
No worries. Exactly.
I will also
Saturdays.
be on Night Witches, and another thing that Oz is doing. I don't know if he's announced
Oh,
that. but I'm
yeah.
also
We
doing
should
that.
totally announce that. We're gonna do on Once Upon a Tabletop, which is our board game show where we roleplay the action at the board game table. Paige is going to be joining me, Bobby, and Mr. Johnson for a game of, actually a multiple session game of time stories, where we are going to play time travelers that inhabit bodies in different eras and try to solve a temporal issue.
I'm excited.
Yeah, to manipulate the continuity as our agency requires. So it's
I'm
going
doing
to be
that.
super fun.
More importantly, look at my art.
Woo!
Please. Please.
And Trav Fritz.
What's up? My name's Trav. I'm an amateur voice actor and even more amateur Twitch streamer. Also, the only Join the Anarchy cast member who hasn't been invited to Once Upon a Tabletop. So,
Well, you
just,
specifically said
let
you
them
wanted
know.
to do Betrayal at House on the Hill, which I have been
Hey,
keeping.
I said that would be neat. I didn't say
Yes.
don't invite me.
I'd love to do that.
I've had it on the back of my. I've had it in the back of my.
I know.
I'm like,
I'm mostly
That'd be so
just
fun.
fucking with you because it's funny. Now, speaking of fucking with you because it's funny, actually completely unrelated to that segue, amateur voice actor currently working on an awesome project called Cybernautica, which is an audio drama about it is a well, you should go check it out.
It's a
Yeah,
thing.
Hold on. Let me post the
Cyberpunk
links.
Atlantis?
Yeah, it's an island of cyberpunk aquatic themed mercenary happenings, and it's also going to become a tabletop RPG that Oz is actually working on at the moment. I am just a voice actor, so I have no say in that. But you should go check it out because it's super cool. The cast members are super awesome, and the writing is neat. And speaking of Twitch streaming, I'm also I'm actually technically live right now over on twitch.tv/MrTravyTrav. It's all muted and everything, but I just get it ready so I could tell Oz to host me because I am a leech.
Not just host. We'll raid you. Although I have to since I have Discord on my browser, I can't. If I go over, everyone's gonna see that. So I have to do it right after the stream. So stay tuned. So anyway, join Trav for that. Just to wrap things up, I'm Oz. Hi. I'm the game master. I'm gonna be on Once Upon a Tabletop. I will be, I do lots of different things. Tales from the Stuffer Shack. Ziggy, Radio Free Detroit. Definitely check that out. That's our spin-off show, done by Palmer, who is in chat, one of our #1 fans. Yeah.
Plug your stuff, Palmer.
Yeah.
Plug it.
And also an Arcology podcast. So I work with the Arcology podcast, which is probably one of the best known Shadowrun podcasts, part of the Shadowcasters network as well. And we do the Anarcology episodes where we specifically talk about Shadowrun Anarchy, break everything down, go into intense detail, so that things can be clear and creative, given the openness of this system, how some things might not necessarily be as clear for people that are new to Shadowrun. So definitely check that out on our Arcology podcast at Shadowcasters.network. So we have a raffle. Winner of $25 on Drive Thru RPG is Cole Sarisk for the executive elevators and passageways.
Yay!
So we definitely need to make sure that we.
Nice.
Yeah, we definitely need to make sure that we are using that, which we are because of the handprint thing. But hell yeah. So congratulations to Cole, you win. Nice. So I know you on Discord, our Shadowcasters Network Discord. Links are down in the Twitch stream, but shadowcasters.network/Discord if you're watching this on YouTube. Check us out. And you can check out the Join the Anarchy channel, our Twitch channel. Just in general, lots of Shadowrun related content and community stuff. And we're awesome community, 2,000 people. Why are you not there? If you're not,
join us. Right? Party.
Okay, one last thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at her hair.
So excited about rainbows.
Right? All right. Well then, we will see everybody for our next episode, which is 2 Mondays from now, March 4th, 9 p.m. Eastern.
Excellent.
And for the infiltration of Ares headquarters.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
I'm gonna. Oh, I need to prepare. I need to have stat blocks at the ready. I'm gonna make. I'm gonna make you suffer. I can't. Anyway, all right. I'm gonna stop threatening because then that's when players get wise. So, write down your plot points.
Wait, are you saying that we're not wise already? Bitch.
In general, we're wise.
In general, yeah, no, you guys are really, really good. You're very good Shadowrunners.
This
is why
Cole.
So write down your plot points, write down your edge, and we're going to keep them for our next episode. And for that, and with that note, I say thank you, everyone, and have a pleasant night. And don't forget to stick around as we hop over to Fritz's stream.
Before we
come hang out with me. I'm playing video games.
Before we close the stream, chat. Thank you so much for sticking with us.
If you can't raid after.
Travis, I am doing a thank you.
You can't raid. By the way, you can't raid after you go offline. Just so
I'll put ourselves on blackout, but not yeah. Right, I'll make it work. All right.
You can go again. You can go again.
Chat, thank you for dealing with us for this past
You're the best.
Yeah.
Month
chat. Thanks.
with
Thanks.
Gremlins.
You're, all-
2.5 years.
you're the sexiest fans.
Thanks for all the bits and the donations and just hanging out in general.
Okay.
You don't have to give. You don't have to give monetary
Are we all
support to
doing this?
actually be supportive.
think so.
Actually, the best,
I don't really know
the
how
best,
this is affecting
the best way to support this channel is to just hang out with us because without you hanging out, we can't really do this effectively.
True.
So,
That's true.
You guys
I got-
the
actually
bits
make
do
Anarchy
really
Anarchy.
help. Just so you know.
Guys, this
You
gives me
have-
the warm and fuzzies.
Currently wearing a banana hammock under my regular clothes. Why is that the time? no one else is talking.
All right, well,
Why is that the one that comes to the forefront?
good night and have a pleasant week.
I missed you, nerds.
Mwah.
Love you guys.